Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sports Surf D here, broadcasting live. My name is Charles Yonga. Today, I have a very amazing show for you today. We have a few awesome guests. But before we get to that, I'd introduce you my tag team partner. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Surf D Productions proudly brings to you its podcast Tag Team Champions of the World. The big boy, Chucky D, Pimp Daddy Marshawn P, the sports served neat. Marshawn, my man, how the hell are you?
Good, man. Good, man. Yeah, every time you see me, I'm always somewhere different. I'm either in Maryland, I'm at my mom's house. Not today, I'm at my uncle's house. So, man, I'm traveling, man. I can't, man. This coronavirus can't keep me down forever, man. I'm moving around here.
Excellent. That's all. It's great to hear, man. Good to hear from you. Up next, I'm going to bring up a good friend of mine here, another fellow PGCC alumni, our boy, the voice of Bowie State Sports, my boy Evan. Evan, how you doing today?
What's up, man? What's up? Charles said it best. I am the voice of the now two-time CIAA champion Bowie State Bulldogs. That's football, men's and women's basketball. And I've got all my calls on the CIAA Sports Network. That's theciasn.com. If y'all want to head on over after the podcast and check your boy out.
Excellent. And up next is a new friend to the show, Noah Goodland. Just say, introduce yourself, Noah Goodland.
Man, appreciate y'all having me on here. Definitely, it's been a blessing. Get a chance to come on here and drop a little knowledge. Former HU graduates. Now working with the MEAC, but all things Howard. I'm the guy right there.
Yeah, man. I'm at that. Just to jump in a little bit, I actually met Noah, covering Howard this year, man. And me and Noah just set it off, just talking about the Redskins. I'm not a Redskins fan, but I live in DC, so I just happened to become a minor fan, and we just talk football. So I've been trying to get him onto the show, talk Redskins. He know more about the Redskins. Him and Evan know about more than I do. So we here.
That's great, fellas. Well, as always, whenever Marshall and I start a show, we just want to give an overall, how you doing? How's things going with it? How's your life going being in this state of quarantine and lockdown? So, Noah, how would you go first about that?
Oh man, we live in, end of the day, we're alive and breathing. We can't say much about that, but we gotta appreciate everyone on the front lines doing their part. If all we gotta do is stay home, talk sports and kind of take it easy, we got it better than a lot of other people. So we gotta appreciate that opportunity and that blessing right there.
Couldn't agree with you more, my man. Evan, how about yourself?
Yeah, like Noah said, I'm alive, I'm breathing, so that's a blessing in itself. And I'm praying for everybody that works in hospitals, fast food, everybody that still has to work and be around, be out in public where they can still catch the virus. And I pray for everybody whose income got disrupted by this. But I feel like we need some positivity. So a couple days ago, I went viral on Twitter.
I remember that.
Please explain, sir.
Okay, so this was a video that resurfaced from back in October when the Nats won the World Series. So Charles, I know you were a Braves fan, so enjoy that.
Hey, if it wasn't us, I'm okay with you guys winning.
So after Game 7, the Masson reporter that was there, that was at the ballpark, she asked me for my thoughts. Specifically, I was like, I know you have a mic. I got something to say. Give me that mic right now. That's basically how it went down. And then I just said, the first thing that came to mind, and, the rest is history.
Is that the one I remember where you're, laying down in the background?
No, this was way after that.
Oh, okay.
The thing where I was laying down in the background, that was actually before the wild card game.
Oh, okay. That's right.
So that was at the beginning of the run, and this was at the end.
Well, I think Evan should get a little round of applause for that one.
My God, Ev.
I'm spamming the clap button.
Comes to fight.
There it is. There it is.
You know, it's crazy though, because when I seen it, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's not. I was like, there's no way that's Evan. Like, who is that? So I rewatched it like 3 times. I was like, bro, Evan was at Game 7, and nobody knew this. Like, this video just came out of thin air. And when I seen it, I was like, oh, there you go, Ev. There you go. And then some other guy put another video up of Evan that's even just as good. Well, just as good. Was it from the Capitals, right? When the Capitals won and stuff. Wasn't that you, Evan?
When the Capitals won?
Yeah. What didn't some dude retweet another video? Like, here's another video of Evan, like when you were down when the Capitals won or something.
Oh no. What happened there was that was from the night the Caps raised the banner.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you talking about where I was in like the background of like an interview, right?
Yeah.
That was when the Caps raised the banner.
So, Marshawn, how are you? I mean, since last time we recorded.
Man, same old, man. Like I say, man, I be trying to find different places to record, get me out the house. You know, I mean, I'm here in Cleveland still. Man, trying to deal with it in a smaller city versus trying to deal with it in DC versus away from my family. I can't wait till this is over with, man. I did get the state of Ohio got some good news today. It will probably be one of the first states, March 1st, that's going to try to open back up for business slowly. I mean, not March, May 1st, man. You know what I'm talking about. May 1st, they're going to try to open up slowly society a little bit. So, I mean, that kind of brought a little bit of joy to my day, that right after school, the semester is going to be over, you know, be able to go to the beaches and stuff, get out. I'll probably stick around. If classes is still remote this summer, I'll probably, enjoy my summer here, man. I've been doing school full time the last few summers. I haven't really got a chance to enjoy it. So I'll probably just do one class, man, and just enjoy the summer for what it is, man. Don't try to just do so much school. Actually be able to enjoy the summer.
Yeah, luckily for me, I have a backyard and a patio, but it's just a bit chilly outside today. It's not cold, but just too cold to be sitting out there for a while.
Man, at least it ain't snow, bro. I've been here. It snowed the last 3 days here, and look, this is the heaviest jacket I have. I'll be freezing, man.
You're bringing good jackets home?
Man, listen, when you go from 60-degree weather in the DMV to 30-degree weather, you don't be thinking about that.
All right, gentlemen, how about we get this show going?
Hey, we've got Ev, man. My guy Ev, man. The voice of Bowie. Well, I know how Ev holding up because I see Ev put his whole day on Twitter, but you know, Ev, how you been holding up?
I've been holding up the best that I can, and like ever since the CIAA tournament, I've been having a lot of people come back, like reach out to me, say like how much that my broadcast mean to them, like I'm doing a good job and like I'm representing the school well, this, that, and the third. And really that just gets to me knowing that my work is not only being noticed, it's being appreciated. Like people actually like approve of what I'm doing. Like, so I just feel like in a perfect sense, I feel like God's putting me in the right place right now.
Sure. That's true though.
I mean, right where I'm supposed to be.
Me and Charles, I be telling Charles this story all the time, man. You probably don't remember this. You probably do remember this. Remember the first time we went to tryouts for Sports Nest, and they had you. Evan was the loudest person in the room. They had us doing the play-by-play, and you just heard Evan in the back. Hey, he's going to the 40. I know it's basketball. Oh, he's running up the court. He passes it to the left. He passes it to the right. He shoots a 3, and he scored. Like, Ev, man, like how did you even find that? And that's when I knew Ev had it in him, man. Like that dude.
I mean, projection just comes naturally to me. And another big key is for pronunciations. I always like stress trying to get pronunciations right. So that's why before every call, I go to like the opposing team's coach to like run down the roster, make sure I'm getting everybody's names right. And I've slipped up a couple times on the call, I will admit that, but nobody's ever come up to my face after the game like, oh, it's pronounced da 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 da, and you said da 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 da. No, nobody's come to me with that energy yet. So mission accomplished.
Man, you're doing a good job.
Well, it is a learning process. That's why you're doing it. That's what you're doing in college. You're learning. You're getting better at it. So, I mean, if people have issues with that, that's more of a them problem than a you problem. So, be honest with you on that. So, the gentleman.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of a story. Like Marshawn, this happened at the CIAA tournament. This was before you got there. You got there on Thursday, right?
Yeah, I got there Thursday.
Yeah, so this was about Wednesday, I want to say. Like, so this was a game between Virginia Union and Virginia State. And the public address announcer kept calling Virginia Union Virginia State. And I'm just like,
it's easy, man. It's
what
easy
is
to mix them up.
the nicest way for me to ask to do public address the rest of the game? Because we might want to start figuring out ways to sneak this guy out of the stadium now.
All right, man. I got Chuck back, man. Chuck, I was worried about. I was about to say, oh, don't Chuck, you got a case of that Corona, man. You're coughing.
No, man. It's sometimes when the weather changes, I get like
Yeah. I feel you.
So it was really nice the other day, and then it was really now it's getting cold again and kind of get warm again. So it's like,
Got you.
But I guess I made sure I had a bottle of water before the show started. So something like that would happen. I would have to be sitting here choking to death. But yeah, man, who's ready to talk some sports?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. Round one. Fight. You like that right there, Lil. But biggest moves of the offseason so far, fellas. I mean, for the NFL. Gentlemen, the floor is yours. I'm moderating this. We will definitely I will point to you guys to make your oath-being statements. Oh, Evan has raised his hand. Evan, you have a question, sir.
As a fan of a team who's been known for losing, I would like to nominate the one squad, or at least one of several this offseason, that's been doing worse than us. That would be the Houston Texans.
Second.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think like Evan said, I'm a Skins fan, HTTR, and I can say for once, we're not the ones getting laughed at this year. We're the ones who actually are kind of in a solid position to be able to do something, And I think the funny thing is, everyone is trying to basically say, "Oh, you got to trade down, being in the number 2 spot," but they're trying to, I see what a lot of it is people are trying to not get us to get Chase Young, because that D-line is going to be a force if we get him.
Yeah, I feel like it's that combined with the fact that some of these people know how well we've been drafted over the past decade, and they know that if we have the opportunity, we're going to take Chase Young. And they like this as a punchline. They don't want that to change.
Oh, no. They don't want that smoke.
Evan, can you define the we?
Man, it might be a little Chinese friend that Evan knows, man. I mean, to be honest, I'm not too much worried about getting Chase Young. I mean, I've seen Chase Young for 3 years now. That's not the fact. I'm just saying that I don't believe that. I believe the Redskins could find suit other places than going after Chase Young. I mean, I feel like I would get Simmons. I think Simmons is a freak athlete. Somebody that can play two positions, a linebacker and a safety, can cover anybody, can cover a slot receiver, can cover your tight end, can tackle your running back. That's all I'm going for. But to jump on the Titans, man, I mean not the Titans, the Texans, man. Man, people can say what they want. I feel like the Texans did a good thing. I mean, at the end of the day, when you got to pay, when it gets to the point where you got to pay your quarterback next year, the year after, and you got to keep them protected. You got to get rid of something. You ain't gonna you can't get rid of the defense. You got to get rid of you got to get rid of your highest paid. And I mean, we all know Nuke Hopkins is the best receiver, well, one of the best receivers. I feel like Michael Thomas is the best receiver in the NFL right now. But I mean, Nuke Hopkins is up there at the top, and he deserves to be paid up there. But at the end of the day, the Titans aren't in that position to pay him. Why? Their loyalty to J.J. Watt. They're too loyal to J.J. Watt. They'll pay J.J. Watt $15 million a year before they pay the lineman $15 million a year. So I mean, DeAndre Hopkins was the one that had to suffer because of it, and I mean, he's gonna go to the Cardinals and he's gonna be okay, but I don't think he's going to be the same type of player, because I don't really like the Cardinal system out there. I don't think he's going to be that 1,100-1,400 yard receiver. I think reality is going to sit in Charles, but, the the Texans are doing good. You know, they got David Johnson behind a better line. He's not going to be a 1,500-yard rusher, but he's going to be decent. You pair him with Duke Johnson. They got a couple good receivers. Texans are going to be okay. Y'all sleeping on them, man. They ain't got too much to worry about in their division. You got the Colts and maybe the Titans. You know, you don't have to worry about the Jaguars. Like you said, Evan, the Titans, they're at that point where they could go one way. They can either go good or they can go bad, you know?
I think Marshawn's the other one who thinks that the Texans deal with trading away Hopkins is a good deal. I think everyone else, he's like one person out of 7 billion people who thinks it's a good deal.
Here's why I say that.
Sorry, it's like 2 people, him and Bill O'Brien.
Here's why I say that. Let's be honest. Last year, do you think the Browns would have traded for Odell Beckham, gave up a first-round pick, a third-round pick, 2 players, and still pay him $19 million a year? Do you think they would have done that?
Y'all trying to build around Baker, so yeah, go for it.
No,
Around Baker though.
You're not gonna. They paying Jarvis Landry $15. You're not gonna pay him $19 and give up a first-round pick. No,
that's
I think they did.
Point, though. Like,
but no, they're not. But at the end of the day,
Landry to try and build around Baker.
At the end of the day, they're at the point now, and the reason why the Giants were smart about what they did, and I'm not afraid to say it, the Giants won that one. But I mean, at the end of the day, Odell Beckham don't have no guaranteed money on his contract. That's why the Texans had to move DeAndre Hopkins quick. You know, he's making $13 million this year. When he's like the 14, 15 paid receiver, he wanted to get $20 million. How you gonna pay him that?
Because I mean, trading him is not like I understand trading him, but it's like what they got back. You just traded one of the wide receivers in the league, and all you get back is a couple picks and an injury-prone running back. You basically just offloaded him.
What did everybody say that? What did Pittsburgh get when they traded Antonio?
Hey, Marshawn, let's get Noah on this one for a minute. Know what your thoughts about the trade?
Oh yeah, I gotta agree with Evan. Like I think it's the fact that they didn't really get anything for him. You know, basically we got David Johnson, who's kind of, let's be honest, he's kind of the watered down back he was 3-4 years ago, and then you got a couple of picks that who knows if they're actually going to be hits, and then on top of that, you flip those picks back for Brandon Cooks, who's had a lot of injuries to deal with over the last couple of years. So, and they do really get. I can kind of see where he's coming from. You got to get rid of him for the money, but you didn't get any value for him. And at that point, it's like, are you really helping Deshaun Watson out, or are you kind of just you letting the business interfere with what could have been?
Right. I mean, no, I definitely agree with it. I mean, all in all, I can agree that they should have got more. They should have at least got maybe a first round pick. But then when you look at the business side of it, it's like, we got to pay this man. The Cardinals going to have to pay that man $20 million. He's going to be the highest paid receiver in all of football. What, next year maybe? And you asking them to give up a first round pick? I don't know. I mean, some teams wouldn't do it. I forgot what Pittsburgh gave up for Antonio Brown, but I know for sure it wasn't the first round pick.
It was a first and a third.
It was a first and a third?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Really? Wow.
And I'm trying to remember. It was I keep talking, but give me one second. I think there's another one recently. Oh, Amari Cooper.
No, they didn't. No, that was Dallas.
I know. I'm saying Amari Cooper got
but the
a first round pick.
The Raiders got first. They got first from Antonio Brown and Amari Cooper.
Hold up, didn't the Raiders get a 5th rounder?
Yeah, I'm about to say the Raiders didn't get much of nothing. Hold on.
The Raiders got a first. Pittsburgh got 2 5th rounders, I think, and then I want to say Oakland got I think Oakland got a first round pick for Amari.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh ship.
Oakland got first round pick for Amari.
They got a 3rd and a 5th. So hold on. So all right, this makes my argument right here. Antonio Brown went to Oakland for a 3rd and a 5th, and that was considered it's Antonio Brown, and he's better than DeAndre Hopkins. So if he could go for a 3rd and a 5th, why, David Johnson a 2nd and a 4th is bad.
Okay, but the thing here is behind I think DeAndre Hopkins wasn't like causing no type of mess. Antonio Brown was already starting drama in Pittsburgh, and like the league was looking at that. So like that's the difference between these two things. Because it's like if DeAndre Hopkins was up there talking his stuff, then like his value would have dropped too.
Well, I can see currently this discussion is going to get a little heated. So, how about we move on a little bit to just your particular teams that you guys root for? For example, I said Evan, first, you're the youngest man here in the group. I'll let the young blood lead it off. Talk about what you think the Redskins are. The Redskins are looking to do for the upcoming rest of free agency and the draft.
You know, in a funny type of way, the Redskins haven't really done anything that I 100% disagree with, and that's rare. That is very rare because they started out the offseason getting rid of everybody that needed to go. They got rid of Bruce Allen, got rid of defensive coordinator Greg Minuski, and I think Kevin O'Connell's still here. Like, so, but he needed to stay. But like all the medical staff gone. Like everybody that needed to go was gone. And then the thing is, the team had a lot of cap space, but didn't really throw money in it. Like didn't really throw like the bank at anybody, back up the Brinks truck. And really, in our case, is that really a bad thing? Because like we've done that exact thing so many times that it's backfired pretty much every single time. So is not backing up the Brinks truck for a single player specifically a bad thing for us?
So what are your opinions on Haskins? Like, do you think are they going to go 100% commit to him, or are they going to let him be the guy?
I mean, you spent a first-round draft pick on this guy. And when you finally gave him the opportunity that he deserved, he's proved himself not just once, but several times. He's gotten better every single week. So I feel like after that, you pretty much have to commit to him. Like, this is your quarterback for the long term.
I mean, to jump in, I feel like, what only thing Haskins really needs is an offensive line. I don't know if y'all remember that clip last. Yeah, exactly.
And weapons.
Yeah, I mean, do y'all remember that clip last year where they had Haskins on the sideline practically begging his offensive line to block for him?
Yeah,
I mean, you should there should never be a point if that's your franchise guy. There should never be a point where you're begging to be blocked on the line. Like I didn't really like that, and I honestly didn't feel like he was given a fair chance last year. I felt like he was kind of put in RG3. He was put in the RG3 boat, The coach didn't want him, ownership wanted him, and he was put in that river that on that island by himself for his career to fail. I really hope Haskins turns out. I hope that it seems like they kept one of his position coaches from last year. He got one of the best receivers. That I feel like for sure that came out of Ohio State, McLaurin. Been with him, so they got good chemistry. Just got to keep adding weapons around them. Would y'all agree with me and say that the Redskins should go ahead and add another running back?
Like 4th, 5th round, yeah. I mean, actually, we got a lot of running backs right now.
I'm scared of Geis, man. Geis can't. Geis.
Yeah, they're kind of tagging off what Evan said. I think we've done everything we needed to do, but there's still some things we should have done. Like, let's be honest, Bruce Allen, he should have been gone a long, long, long time ago. He should have been, training staff should have been gone. Well, invest a 15th pick in him and then not set him up any way possible. Like, you throw him out there when he's not ready. You don't give him any weapons. Your franchise left tackle is not there. Like, come on, and then you expect him to, play well. How's that going? That makes no type of sense whatsoever. So I think that was good. I think that was good that they got rid of them in free agency. The two things I would have liked to see them done was get Hooper from Atlanta because we need a tight end, and get Randall from I want to say Cleveland. Is it Cleveland or
Demarius? Demarius Randall.
They get Demarius.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, get Demarius Randall.
I mean, the one thing, I don't know Demarius Randall for a bag of nothing. One thing I learned about him, man, I don't think y'all would have want him. He's one of them guys, man. he got that SEC mentality, man. Once it get cold, he ain't trying to practice, man. He ain't trying to be out there when it get cold, man. DC ain't Cleveland cold, but it get cold.
But it's
DC.
cold.
Yeah,
But it's cold.
and you see, exactly, and you see where he ended up, close to where he's from. He from Arizona. He ended up in Vegas, where it's warm. Hey man, everybody can't play. Everybody can't play in the cold, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a different beast. But I think the fact that him and Landon wanted to play together, that's a contributing factor right there. Like they were talking about that on Twitter for a minute. Back end they had right there, and the guy Kendall Fuller. That's a solid secondary.
Yeah. And it got even better with Ronald Darby.
Yeah.
He got to stay healthy.
Hometown kid might I add. Potomac High School.
Ronald Darby?
For that matter, we can have him.
What's his name? He's in good hands now. Now that he's back home.
I tell you this. Let me ask this question, man. So, what realistically would y'all say? You know, let's say okay, y'all do get Chase Young. You know, what realistically would y'all say is an acceptable record this year?
Acceptable record for this year, I'd say 7-9.
7-9.
I'll say.
What'd you say?
Noah, I think we lost you, Noah.
Look at this. This is a multi-year project. You can't look at it and say, oh, but if you can at least get back our mediocre, and then you start building next year when you can add some more weapons for Dwayne, continue to add pieces to your defense and add some more protection from, that's when you can really start to do some things. You can't make this a one-year project. That doesn't work out. That's why we're in this mess we've been in for the last 20 years.
We're not
trying to take the shortcuts.
No, can you repeat what you just said? I think we lost your connection for a second.
Oh yeah, you can't keep taking these shortcuts to rebuilding. You know, you got to make it. If you're going to take these rebuilds, you got to do them 2-3 years. You can't do it in 1 year, or it's not going to work out. That's what the same thing we've been doing for 20 years. And we see how that's worked out for us. We got nothing to show for it.
Like maybe we make the playoffs one time, but then after that, right back to the bottom.
All right, so
absolutely,
Marshawn, it's a cycle.
Marshawn, you brought up an interesting point earlier. Quarterbacks set up to fail. Like these rookie quarterbacks come in, just either they're drafted by lame duck coaches, or somebody who's behind them, the other person's not behind them. You guys might see that in Cleveland. You've seen it in Cleveland recently. You see it in DC. You've seen it all over the league in some places, except for certain areas. Talk about what do you guys think about that situation when it comes to quarterbacks, like how they're currently being handled in the NFL. Marshawn, you take lead off with this one.
I'll put it to you like this, quarterbacks now, if they're not drafted into the right situation off the bat, it won't work. We've seen people, I can name a few guys that, weren't drafted into the right position. Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel had no reason to be in Cleveland. There was no reason for that guy to be in Cleveland. He might have been okay had he went to a more structured environment like New England or Dallas or something like that. But he had no reason to be here. But you had an owner. You had an owner who wanted his hand in too much of the pot and not sit back and let the front office do their job. And it could make or break a team. Jimmy Haslam and Bruce Allen, not Bruce Allen. Dan Snyder. I'm sorry. Jimmy Haslam and Dan Snyder are definitely the great, trying to be the great values of Jerry Jones. There's only one Jerry Jones in the world, and Jerry Jones can only do but so much for the Cowboys. You can't be the owner and a general manager nowadays in football, because football is going to a different type of game. It's more analytical. A lot of these owners are stuck in their ways and can't really evaluate talent like they once could. And that's why you see a lot of quarterbacks that's being put and that's been coming through doors nonstop. Here in Cleveland, we've had 30 different quarterbacks in 19 years. That right there should tell you that either A, somebody in there don't know what they're looking at, or B, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Those teams, like, how can I, trying to think, Green Bay, the Giants, certain teams like that who have certain structures in place never really see these type of problems. You only see them with teams that really don't know what the hell is going on.
Speaking of which, the Redskins. Sorry,
Yeah, but in all fairness, are we really the worst at this?
No, I mean, teams that I would consider the worst, I would consider the Browns at the bottom. But I mean, I feel like if they, change history and stop talking about what happened with the move and stop talking about Baltimore and let Baltimore be Baltimore, we can move past this. But when you keep talking about stuff that don't matter, you'll never get past stuff like that. You talk about irrelevant stuff and stuff that happened in history years ago that was a black cloud on teams. Like, the only thing they bring up about the Redskins why they ain't good is one, that they playing Landover, and two, that they a disgrace to America because of their insignia. Like, who cares about that? Like, just play and be good. That's all we really care about. Can you play and can you produce wins? No, they try to get political with everything that it doesn't really need to be.
Like what old boy Shay Sharp would say, I got a restaurant, serves two things, dubs and losses. Which one do you want? Dubs and water. Which one do you want? No, what do you think about what do you think about the whole quarterback setup to fail situation in the NFL?
I mean, like Marshall said, kind of obviously, the Redskins are obviously down there with Cleveland because people don't know how to evaluate talent. That's a big thing. And then B, owners, they get too involved. You can't just the GM, you gotta trust your coaching staff. Those are the people that those are people that are working on the ground, but how are you supposed to get things done? Like, with all due respect to Dwayne Haskins, I have no problem with him as a pick, but he was a Dan Snyder pick. Like, there's no reason the owners should be making the draft picks. Like, that's why you have GMs in place to do those types of things. And as a Redskins fan, we've been through a lot of quarterbacks for the last 15 years. Patrick Ramsey, Jason Campbell. We've had, with quarterbacks that are basically set up to fail. And, at the end of the day, it doesn't, it's those failures at quarterback, they kind of screw everything else up because then you can't probably build a team, that's built to win.
Exactly. The rule, the golden rule is, when you miss, every time you miss on a quarterback, I think that sets your team back, 12 years? For every missed quarterback that you've not hit on, that's 12 years that you're in the arrears of winning a Super Bowl. So, the Browns are probably, 30 times 12, probably like 400 years behind. I don't think we're ever going to win one of those. I'm alive.
Well, my theory was maybe you're just not bad enough the right year to be bad, and you miss out on the right quarterback that 1 year, but then you think the Browns are just bad all the time, so maybe that's not the right reason.
And and I'm gonna tell you like this, man. As passionate as how Evan was in the videos, I put it to you like this, man. The day I was, and I'm pissed at myself, man, because I was in Detroit the day the Cavs won the championship, and I'm not a diehard Cavaliers fan, but I wish I was here to feel like when everybody was in the street. I was in Detroit that day, just hanging out with a buddy. But I tell you this, man, the day the Browns win the Super Bowl, I probably pass out, man, because just to be able to see what that means to a city, like LeBron James could have won 3 titles here. That would never equate to what one championship is here in the city of Cleveland. And I'll tell you this, I'll be in D.C. because I'm not celebrating here in Cleveland. They're going to blow this city apart. I'll definitely be in D.C. But that day, man, I think my speech is going to be 10 times more passionate as Evan. I might be crying on camera. I might be crying on camera, man.
You're not topping me.
All right, I'm going to remember that, L. It's a competition now.
Like that. this is a good topic because, like, do y'all know how lit DC would be if the Redskins ever won another Super Bowl? Because
yeah.
DC going crazy. Like, think U Street, but like the whole city. Like every street on DC is U Street.
Oh,
It's gonna be on that level, but like multiply that by like 10.
Man, that would be so crazy.
That would be
man. DC
crazy.
already be lit on weekends. That whole week will be just crazy.
No, the Redskins Super Bowl joint will make every Saturday night look like Sunday morning.
But are you sure we're gonna have a celebration though? Because they're public gatherings.
You know what? I said, and then at the end of the day, you got to go through. We haven't even got to my guy's Chuck team. Chuck just sitting in the background, like, I mean, it's good hopes on the.
He the only one that actually saw his team win a Super Bowl in his life. Like, you lucky, Chuck.
Yeah. I mean, every team I root for in the Big Four sports has won a championship in my lifetime, except for the Wizards, the Bullets. They won the year before I was born, so I was like, missed by that much.
I just found a fun fact, man. The last playoff game the Browns won was 2 weeks after I was born.
Wow.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The last playoff game the Browns won was 2 weeks after I was born.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, the last time
1990, bro.
You were the cursed one that he spoke of. He shall come and Cleveland.
I cursed the team
forever. Yeah. It's like what's the Omen, that old movie back in the day. It's like you get the two Rottweiler dogs with you walking down the street.
Man, I'm just cursed, bro.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So, what?
I was saying about fellas. So, since we're talking about our terrible teams and how well they are, I'm just moderating today. I'm not talking. I'm neutral. I'm on the autopilot here.
I mean, you don't really have no bad teams except like maybe the Wizards. Other than that, you ain't got no bad teams on your end.
Yeah, I mean, this team I was becoming a big fan of here, the DC Defenders,
Eastern Conference champions.
Yes, Eastern Conference champions. That's right.
Can't convince me otherwise.
Nope. Hey, we beat the other team that was leading the
Eastern Conference champion. We were first when the season ended.
Yeah, I do miss.
I'm a little. I was starting to get used to watching the XFL, man, and be able to see it go. That was a little heartbreaking, man, because it's like, all right, man, we getting football now. I got something to watch. Now, just went away. But hey, man, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, it was actually a very interesting league and had a lot of potential. But go ahead and say what you want to say, Marshawn.
No, what's crazy was I was looking at I think PF Pro Football Focus put these out when they did their own like first team all defense, all offense or whatever, and the Defenders had like 3 guys on all defense. You had Raheem Moore, you had what's his name, Anthony Johnson, the linebacker, and then you had I think a D tackle. So I'm like, man, they defense, and come to find out they had a second rated defense in all of the XFL. It's just my man, 12 gauge couldn't put the ball on the right side of the field.
But then let's talk all offense though. Let's talk all offense. Y'all see tight end Corey Lee from where? From where?
University.
The Bowie State University.
BSU.
Man, one thing that really speaking of.
Sorry, I want to interrupt you, but Evan, talk about Corey Davis. Talk about that guy from BSU. How good was he?
I mean, Corey Lee is like this big dude, and he's athletic. Dude can block. Dude can run routes. I mean, that's kind of like real basic, what I'm saying. But it's like, dude was he was the hardest to game plan for out of the entire Defenders offense. That's what made him so dangerous. Like, you can't stop him with just one person. And I feel like he's going to fit in well with the Falcons scheme. Like, if 2020, if the season gets off like regular, watch for Corey Lee. He's going to do numbers on Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, he got the opportunity now.
Especially now that he has a quarterback like Matt Ryan that's throwing to him.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Kari gonna do numbers.
I can't wait, man. It's crazy, man. I was really looking forward to seeing. Speaking of the draft, I was looking forward to seeing the HBCU down in Orlando.
HBCU draft?
The pre-draft. I was looking for it, man. You had guys. You had a couple guys. Wasn't the quarterback going?
Our quarterback?
Yeah.
No. Jerome has one more year. He's gonna be a senior next year. But we did have one person that was going, Kari Lee, tight end, the best tight end in the CIAA this year, and you can't convince me otherwise. So don't even try.
And Jerome who?
Man, it was
Jerome Johnson. So like, it was really like inspiring to see Jerome Johnson and his progression throughout the season, because we're talking about a dude who started the season as the second string quarterback. He didn't get his first start until week 4, ended up leading Bowie State to the first ever undefeated season and won CIAA Offensive Player of the Year.
Boy bad, right? Boy bad. Is he a bad?
He's a bad man. He's a bad man, Charles.
Man.
Yeah.
But they say though, in order to be the man, you have to beat the man. So remember that. The man's right here. So, Evan, we haven't heard from you for a while, sir. What are your thoughts on what's going on in the NFL draft coming up pretty soon?
Well, for the NFL draft, I really feel like, how the common saying is the NFL draft really starts at the second pick.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I feel like it starts with the third, because the top two are pretty much a lock, because the Bengals, let's face it, they're going to draft Burrow. Mm-hmm. And the Redskins, there is a 98% chance they're going to draft Chase Young. So really the first team where it's the first pick where it's like, you don't know what's going to happen is number 3. Like, are Lions going to go tight end? They're going to draft Tua, or are they going to trade down? Like, the Lions are that first team at 3 that we really don't know what's going to happen.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm gonna come back down to earth. Chase Young is most likely, like you said, 98% going to Washington. Like you said, I agree. Anything after that, Detroit, like I say, unless they make a trade, they could go just about anything and they can go what?
Detroit could go anywhere.
I've seen Okuda. I've seen Derrick Brown. They can go anywhere on the field they want. And 9 times out of 10, they're going defense because they have a defensive-minded coach. I'm more so worried about the Giants. The Giants got a wild card because they can take Simmons. They also can take a lineman. They can do another wild card, get some more weapons for Daniel Jones. They could say screw everybody and go get CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Gettleman. Dave Gettleman. That's a Dave Gettleman move, man. Because nobody saw Daniel Jones last year. He could definitely say screw everybody and go get CeeDee Lamb.
I mean,
I still think they're going line. I still think they're going line. They got 2 with Saquon and Daniel Jones. You got all that invested in them. Even Dave Gettleman can't screw that one. I don't think.
What you think?
I think they're going the line. I think they're going line with one of the best available linemen, because they got someone to block for Saquon, and they got all that invested in Daniel Jones. You can't afford to take as good as someone like Simmons is, or CeeDee Lamb. You got to have that protection for your quarterback, especially if he's a franchise guy. Not that Daniel Jones is, but you still got to have some blocking for him.
No,
the more I think about Daniel Jones and like his draft situation, the more I feel like it's pretty much like Kristaps Porzingis, and how like at the time, pretty much everybody in New York was against this, and they were like booing this man like crazy. But then as time went on, they started to like warm up to him.
Danny Dimes.
I agree, man. I'm looking forward to a full season of Danny Dimes as well. But now that Noah says that, protection would be ideal for them. You Saquon is, probably going to be looking for another payday as far as he running back here soon. So you're going to have to protect him. You're going to have to protect Danny Dimes. I think the wide receiver class is pretty loaded. So if Gettleman was to, do something crazy and go for a wide receiver in the top 5, I think he would be fired next day. But after that, who do you have? You got Jacksonville. I think they're going to go defense. Seems like Jacksonville goes defense every year. The Cardinals and Tampa are wild cards to me because they both need to go line. But the Cardinals, man.
I think Cardinals are going line. Cardinals
need to go. Like, where else can you go? Where else?
They had the worst offensive line in the NFL.
They got all the investment in college.
Because, not only do you have your quarterback of the future now in Kyler Murray, you got him one of the best receivers in the league to throw to now in Hopkins. So it's like now you need a line to protect Murray for him to, long enough for Murray to find Hopkins consistently and do that consistently.
No, that's true, man. The top 15 picks of this year, man, is going to be very interesting to watch, because all of these teams have the same need. They all need a lineman, a tackle preferably. They all need a wide receiver somewhere. Seems like everybody outside of, like you say, Washington, the quarterback needy teams like Miami, Cincinnati. Those teams are quarterback needy, but the other teams that aren't, seems like everybody needs the same thing in the first round. Tackles, wide receivers, maybe an edge rusher, maybe a linebacker. This is interesting to see. Who takes whose person. I want. You're gonna hear a lot of stories about. Oh man,
we wanted
Pittsburgh.
This guy, but then
Pittsburgh wanted this guy, and Seattle jumped. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think with this this whole virtual thing that it's gonna make it even more interesting because now teams are going to be communicating with each other, do some type of chat, some type of video. It's going to be oh man, we saw that you wanted this guy. You want this guy? All right, well, let's go ahead and jump ahead of you and take him because we got more capital, to get him. So I'm looking forward to seeing how, first of all, how this sets off for future drafts to come. NBA. Go ahead.
I like to ask that since everything's gonna be digital.
I think on the flip,
the Patriots are going to hack everybody's drafts.
What'd you say, Noah?
I said on the flip side, we could also see no trades at all. That's the other thing, because with all this, no one knows how the technology will operate. Teams might be hesitant to try and make some trades because shit screws up. You get Jerry Jeudy going to the Bengals. Anything can happen with that. So teams might try to minimize the risk of doing that. That's my thought.
Yeah. What do you think about how teams are going to maneuver now? Ever since there really wasn't any camps. The teams didn't have that chance to bring players in to formally meet them, formally work out. What do you think? You think teams are going to be taking a lot of risks on players this year, or you think they just go, we're going to take the best available player. We feel like this player can fit our scheme and not try to jump the gun on players?
I think that's more so on the quarterbacks. I think with the quarterbacks, they're definitely going to be tougher to kind of, get in there because they're still learning those offenses.
And I feel like some teams are going to take it easy, but those are going to be the teams that were fringe playoff contenders, like fringe to guarantee almost put it down in permanent marker, those type of teams. But then it's then you get to the bottom of the league where you have the Bengals, the Redskins, Dolphins, Giants, and really it's how much of a choice do they really have? But they eventually have to take a gamble somewhere.
All right, it is true, man. So, let's see. I'm gonna ask. All right, so let's see. First round, you guys already know you're getting Chase Young. Is anybody specifically in the second round? Specifically, I'm sorry.
Well, the second round, we don't have a pick, but I could see us trading back into the second round to get somebody. And really, I think that's about where Trent Williams comes in and his trade situation. So
they keep trying to link Trent to us. I don't want Trent, man. I don't want to. How does Trent? 30, 31?
He's 30. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it. He's in his 30s.
He's 31 or 33.
He's in his 30s though, but he's still an elite tackle though.
Man,
Is he
man,
healthy?
I'll still put him in the
want
top 5 in the game for a left tackle.
He's 31.
31. Do I want to give up a second round pick for Trent, man? I don't know. Man. With a
Because
year
on
off,
the one hand, he
Put it
has,
like this: he's a better option at left tackle than you.
but on the other hand, like he has had a bunch of injuries. But on the other hand, two things. Number one, how much of that was him versus how much of that was the Redskins medical staff? And number two, when he's healthy, he's one of the best O linemen in the league. Like he's one of the very few O linemen that even casual fans know. He's that good.
He's got a Q rating.
He doesn't give up that many sacks. Like he's pretty good.
yeah, but he want to.
And he's durable too. He'll play through injuries.
Exactly. And he's been doing that here his whole career.
All right, John.
Like dude's a warrior.
There's been some years where you look at that offensive line and he's really the only one doing anything.
All right, gentlemen. We want to wrap the show up here in just a few minutes. As usual, I like to ask what everybody is while they're in quarantine, what's on their queue, on their binge queue. If you guys don't mind submitting a little movie, TV show list that you've been watching that one recommend. Nova, we can start with you, my man. What have you been watching on your downtime?
I'm watching anything, man. It depends. I'm scrolling through Hulu, through Netflix, whatever looks interesting. So I've been through a couple different shows. I'll probably run through some Will Ferrell movies this weekend. See how that goes, and then new rotation will come up next week.
What about sports wise? What have you been watching that's in I guess maybe replay of an old game or any particular...
some of those old YouTube games. Definitely some of those podcasts, All the Smoke, the Knuckleheads, those are gold right there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially those two. They kind of have that OG mentality right there with Jackson and Matt and Stack and the amount of guests they've been able to bring in. That's been pretty cool to kind of see.
Are you excited about the 10-part documentary series for the Bulls, the Chicago Bulls?
Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan.
Man, we need something to watch on Sundays now, so definitely. But we're gonna get that inside look, inside look on Jordan, especially for my generation. We didn't get it. We saw the broken down Jordan, so
We
now
saw Wizards Jordan.
we get a chance to we saw Wizards Jordan. We didn't get a chance to see prime Bull Jordan.
God bless y'all, man.
But that's.
I wish I could say the same thing.
Yeah,
Let me tell you how old I am, man. I had the Michael Jordan cologne.
Yeah, y'all young bloods,
This man
man.
had a cologne.
Young
Cologne?
Yes, Michael Jordan had his own cologne. Yes, Michael Jordan had his own cologne.
I'm not gonna hold you. Space Jam's about as far back as I go.
Nah, man. Growing up, everybody had the Michael Jordan cologne, bro. The cologne was the fire.
Bro, where'd you find that at?
Huh?
Where'd you find that at, bro?
They came with shoes. Yeah, they came. If you bought some of his shoes, if you came buy some of his shoes, it came with cologne. Chuck, you remember
You're not
that?
doing that anymore.
I do remember that. And Evan, to speak to you, Space Jam came out on my 19th birthday, so.
Oh my god!
What was that? 96?
The Space Jam came out in like 98.
Oh, that was the year after I was born.
Yeah.
I was 1 year old.
I feel like I fit in now. I could talk like I'm old, man. Yeah.
I saw Jordan Prime. I saw Jordan Prime. I had a pair of Jordans way back in the day. Back in the 80s, I had a pair of the original Jordans. Yeah, but they didn't cost $5,000 back then.
What's Prime Jordan like, man?
Was that
amazing, man?
Prime Jordan, what's he like?
Different type of beast.
Yeah, it was. But I don't know how he would survive in a social media era. Because there are a lot of.
It ain't really too many players from back then that would survive in a social media age because they will get on your ass for anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything.
Especially, how they were fighting.
Like Gary Payton.
It's like, especially because I remember a couple years ago where Trey Turner, like this dude on the Nationals, they was on his ass because he tweeted a white chicks quote in 2013. Like a quote straight out of White Chicks.
Hey,
I'm
Marshawn,
not even joking.
What's going on?
Remember when we were there with Tim Kirchman? And he talked about how he was told the story about Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
So imagine social media back then during Babe Ruth era of baseball, where he was.
No, everybody's gone.
Everybody
is going to be gone, bro.
Yes.
What
Hey, speaking of Babe, I got a story to tell y'all, man. It's gonna crack y'all up. So my grandfather was like golf buddies with Babe Ruth. So when he was about, I'll say 8 or 9 years old, like he actually played. He went like his grandfather took him. His father took him to play golf with the Babe a couple times, and the Babe got him some baseball cards, which he took back to school. He's got and basically sold all them off for like $1 at his school, which is a lot of bread back then, back in 19 whatever year it was.
20s.
And then the Babe found out about it, and he was just real cool about it and let him keep pocket all the money, which is all of $15, but that was a lot of money back then. But little Babe Ruth nugget for y'all.
That's pretty dope.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty
nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's finish up about what we're watching here on quarantine. What about you, Evan? Have you been watching anything in particular that you might suggest that we should check out, or what have you been watching sports-wise? Since it's no live sports.
I mean, as far as sports go, I've been rewatching Nats playoff games from the playoff run.
I've been following you on Instagram about that, and so
yeah, I've seen the Caps playoff run a couple times. There were a couple Redskins games from 2012 and 2005 I've been checking out, and other than that, it's just basically been whatever sports replay is on, because it's been a minute since I've seen live sports.
Are you fiending? Are you getting
You getting the itch?
The shakes? Getting the shakes?
A little bit, yeah.
I picked the wrong day to quit stiff and glue.
Y'all got any more of them live sports?
Marshawn, what about yourself, my man? What have you been watching this past week?
What have I been watching? I watched Game 7 of the 2010 Finals when Kobe took down the Celtics. I mean, I this week now on Sports Time Ohio, Fox Sports Time Ohio, they're playing the championship round with the Cavs when they came back for 3-1 down. I think I'm about burnt out from that though. Man, I've seen it a million times. I don't think I need to see that anymore. But then, man, I just got hip to Game Pass, NFL, that you can watch games from free for a little bit. So I've been watching old Browns games, some that piss me off, some that don't. So I just been chilling, man. I ain't been really watching anything but school books, to be honest.
Yeah, I've been watching. Basically, last thing I watched was it's Greg Max's birthday on Tuesday. And Marshawn and I talked about that, and they played all his best performances on the MLB Network. So I watched that on and off all day Tuesday while I was doing homework. And then non-sports wise, I just started watching Ozark. So, and then been watching random YouTube shorts, just something different genres, just to get a little taste of something outside of my little nerd taste over here, a little sports taste over there, a little horror taste over there. Watched a couple new horror movies. So yeah, that's what I've been doing since this whole lot. But gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me today. It's nice to congregate as gentlemen and discuss some sports topics as we always do. Normally we do over a pint before happy hour. But since we're nowhere near a bar or anything like that, I don't think Evan's old enough to drink yet. Are you old enough to drink yet?
I mean, I got Cuervo downstairs, so
what?
I can go get that.
Yo, Youngblood got shots for us, man. Youngblood got shots.
Hey man, I stay ready. You know me.
Shots on Evan. What's up?
And by that, he's obviously saying he is legally of age to drink. But gentlemen, normally I'd say we have toast, but there's no toast right now for me, unfortunately. But go ahead and repeat your information, your name, what you do, and how they can get a hold of you in chat through social media.
Well, my name is Evan Johnson. I'm the play-by-play / color voice of the two-time defending CIAA champion Bowie State Bulldogs. So I'm the play-by-play in color for the football team, men's and women's basketball. All of my calls are on the CIAA Sports Network. That's the CIAASN.com. So y'all are free to go check me out now this podcast is over.
Noah, how about yourself?
Yeah, this is Noah right here. Media relations intern for the MEAC. We do a lot of different, things out there. Getting the teams ready, getting their information out there. Trying to swat away any problems that might, happen in that world of sports. But you can reach me on Instagram or Twitter at Easy Gooden. I'm around. Easy guy to find.
Marshawn.
Man, it ain't hard to find me, man. I'm always around somewhere arguing with somebody on Twitter or Instagram about sports. Nah, you can always find me, Surshine90. Surshine _90. One of them two.
Surshine _90. I seen you.
Yeah. Surshine _90. I never remember.
On my timeline.
Hey, Chuck.
What?
This dude said Cracker Barrel is not good. He said Cracker Barrel ain't good.
The nerve.
Chuck.
The audacity.
Yo, who said that?
Evan.
Me. Because I speaks the truth.
Youngblood. I'm going to take you back behind the woodshed and tell you what's up, son.
Yeah,
Cracker Barrel.
I've been tripping.
The audacity.
Evan been eating too many HBCU brunches, man. We gotta bring you back to real life, man. Cracker Barrel where it's at, brother. Yeah. That warm syrup, man, you tripping.
Hey, Sean, in the words of your boy Road Dogg, you didn't know?
Yeah, child. Hey, what child Ocho Cinco? You say child, please.
Child, please.
I'm tripping right now. Child, please. But no, man, it was good having y'all boys on today for sure.
Yeah. All right. And Marshawn, you want to give them a farewell address to the millions and millions of fans out there?
Oh, man. I don't know what we're doing next week, man. I'll probably put it out on, Twitter, Instagram. We haven't talked NBA in a while, man. I feel like we got to get some basketball talk going on. So, we might be doing that. I'm looking at possibly bringing another UMD baseball player on. He actually inboxed me and was pissed and was mad because we brought on what's his name and not him together. We brought on Max. So we probably gonna talk to somebody else and go from there, man. Like you know where to catch us, man. We here every Tuesday, every Thursday, 3 to 4, 3:30 to 4:30. However we feel, pull up with us every Tuesday, Thursday. Bring your bottles, bring your beer. We always here.
And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Sports Surf Neat with our two amazing guests, Evan and Noah. For Marshawn and myself, I am Charles Junga. You can follow me at all social media. That is at CharlesNYONGA. This has been Sports Surf Neat, April 16th, Thursday, 2020. Lockdown day 1, who knows? I bid
Hashtag CIAA 3P. We getting the trending on Twitter.
3P. Love it. All right, gentlemen, have a great night.